Well, hey guys, it's Darwin. So there's a certain piece of gear that I've never really covered here on the channel, but I get questions about it all the time, and that's one of these, and why I haven't personally carried one for over 14,000 miles on the trail. If you don't know what this is, it's a Garmin inReach Mini, which is a satellite communication device. Some people call it an SOS device. If you're new to backpacking, you've probably seen a ton of these or something similar up on the shoulder straps of backpackers and thru hikers, either here on YouTube or out on the trail. So for years, every time that I make a gear loadout video, I get a slew of comments, people asking, where's your PLB or your Garmin inReach Mini or your SOS device? And come to think of it, I've never really touched on that in any of my videos or my Q&As. So today I wanted to make a video talking about why in 9 years and over 14,000 miles of traveling through the backcountry, I have never carried one of these. What I've used instead, and why I'm thinking about actually adding one of these to my kit going forward. And before we jump into the video, I am not recommending that anybody not use one of these or use one of these in the backcountry in their kit. I'm only speaking to my own personal experience and what I've done over the past 9 years. You have to make a decision for yourself and use what's going to make you feel comfortable and safe while you're out on the trail. So to not bury the lead here and to jump right into it, why have I not carried one of these in all these years and all these miles? Well, to be 100% honest, there's not really a reason. I just haven't. When I first got into long distance hiking and really hardcore into backpacking in 2015, it was out on the Appalachian Trail. And when I was getting prepared to do the hike, nobody was really carrying these in their backpacking kits yet. I don't even think the Garmin inReach Mini existed yet. Now, SATCOM devices did exist, but they were bigger and bulkier. They had little keyboards on them, and they were pretty expensive. So I think your common backpacker and thru hiker just didn't really carry it. And when I was out on the AT in 15 and in 16, I don't ever remember seeing somebody with one of these on their shoulder straps. Actually, I didn't see a SATCOM device on somebody on trail until I went out to do a section hike of the CDT in 2017. My buddy Toasted Toad had this big blocky yellow one hanging from his shoulder strap. Hell, when I went out to do the AT in 15 and 16, nobody was even using apps on their phone yet. Everybody had a paper guide. So every day we would get up, we would see where we were gonna go, and we would do the math and figure out our mileage. Then we would see where the water points were, where the resupply points were, if it was a resupply day, and everything we just did out of the book. I didn't start actually using any type of electronical aid for my hikes until probably late 2017. Well, fast forward to the PCT in 2018, these were readily available. They were smaller, they were cheaper, they were lighter, but again, I didn't use one. I used my phone for navigation with an app because I felt like I didn't really need one of these. And I know there's going to be a ton of comments, people saying it's one of those things you don't need until you need it. And I 100% agree with that. I think these things are great and they've helped save a lot of lives in the backcountry. But again, it was just something that I wasn't used to using, so I didn't add it to my kit. And going forward with all of my other hikes, the Arizona Trail, the Continental Divide Trail, the Colorado Trail, I still didn't use one because I just didn't feel like I needed it. Well, now that I'm starting to do some kind of sketchier backcountry stuff, like getting into mountaineering, being up at high elevations, exposed in sketchy environments, this is starting to sound like a good thing to carry. Or some of the hikes and backpacking trips that I'm starting to plan for the fall, where I want to go do some really sketchier off-route canyon stuff in the Grand Canyon and some of the other canyons here in Arizona. This is starting to sound like a good idea. I actually bought this back in 2019, late 2019, because I had planned on getting into some canyon hiking in 2020 and it just never ended up happening, and this has been sitting in a box ever since. But I've now dug it out and planning on using this going forward on some of those sketchier hikes. Now, will I use it to navigate? Because you can take this, you can pair it with your phone, and you can use it as a navigation device. No, probably not. I have been using hiking apps for years. There's a great hiking app that I use now called Onyx Backcountry. I can create my route before I even get out there. I can see what the weather is going to be. I can save it all, and then I can use it offline when I'm out there. So since I'm already carrying this, this is what I will continue to use for my navigation. Will I use this to send messages to my wife to let her know that I got in camp? Unless it's an emergency, no. Again, I'm not going to be using that for the communication purposes unless it's an emergency, because for years I've just used my cell phone. 95% of the time I've had service, and in that 5% of time that I haven't, I just haven't sent a message, and I check in when I can. My wife's used to that. I've been married 17 years and I've been doing this for 9 years. But the main thing that I will be using this in conjunction with my cell phone is for that SOS feature, in case something were to go wrong, in case I were to get sick, or to break a bone, or get an injury, or get in a sticky situation that I can't get myself out of. That's where I think this is a good thing. So most time this will just hang up on my shoulder strap. 99.99999% of the time I'll never use it, and I'll just have to charge it. But it is that off chance that something were to happen, I think this is a great thing to have in your kit on the trail, something that you hope to never have to use. So I have this, I'll probably use this for now, but I have been looking at some of the other devices that are out there, some things that are a little bit cheaper, some things that are a little bit more updated, and I know that a lot of cell phones are starting to become updated with the same SOS feature, some of the new iPhones, and it's kind of time for me to upgrade, so that's an option I've been looking at as well. So what about you guys? Have you used one of these? Do you use one of these in your backpacking and through hiking kit? And what's the main reason that you use it? Do you use it for navigation? Do you use it to send messages to your loved ones? Or do you solely carry it for that SOS button, just in case something were to happen? Leave me something down below and let me know your thoughts. Guys, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourselves. I hope you're taking care of each other. I love you. And as always, thanks for watching.